What's going on, guys, and welcome. It is Friday night, and we are closing out our 19th week of investing on our channel, where we invest $50 every Monday through Friday into dividend-paying stocks. Market was all over the place, and that is fine, but we are going to first dive into our YouTube channel tracker, go over a couple things there, and then really dive into what happened at the end of this week. All right, so diving into the channel tracker, we're going to follow this blue line here. Today is May 12th of 2023. My weight is down to 278.6 pounds for a total weight loss this year of 20.1 pounds. So I am feeling awesome. I've lost more than 10 pounds since I started keto last Tuesday. We're down 20 pounds of the year. Feel really good about that. I'm still hanging on. We're going to try to do keto for a month. That's the goal. And, we're like a week and a half in. So, we're going to see how that continues to go. Now, the next one over, right? Investment balance. We are at $5,554.88. That is not great. We are $100 higher than we were on Monday. Not excellent. Dividends earned still $48.78. We have some dividends that'll pay out on the 15th, so that will kick up like Monday, Tuesday. But total growth, we're up $104.55. So we actually lost $100 this week. And it's pretty much MPW's fault, but we'll get into that in a little bit. YouTube income, still that $100, not monetized yet. If you guys want to sign up for Sofi and help my $100 of YouTube income, you can. There's a link in the description. That's where I trade. I'm not a wealth manager, credit counselor, financial advisor. I'm just a dude in a triangle-shaped drum, but that's my sales pitch for today. Total subscribers, we are up one. We picked up a subscriber. To the new person, thank you. I appreciate you. We are at 1,763 subscribers and so close to 200,000 views. We're at 199,750 views on the channel, which equates to 3,780.3 total watch hours. So channel's getting pretty close to getting monetized. That's kind of exciting, but really, I am so stoked about this weight right now. Being down 20 pounds in a year feels awesome. I did this a lot slower than I anticipated to. Life has been a little crazy, so, not to make an excuse. That is an excuse. I made an excuse. Sorry about it. But it is what it is. And, I think in life sometimes it's tougher to refocus on something you weren't able to achieve and get back at it. And we're getting back at it. So that's all I can do. So now that we have looked at that, let's dive into seeking alpha so we can better understand how did I put $200 into a portfolio and I only have $100 more balance. All right, so that was a depressing statement. Jeez. Anywho, here we are in Seeking Alpha. I have my portfolio sorted by value, so we'll rip through those. But here we have Realty Income Corporation coming in strong, breaking the 900 mark. Looks like it's on pace to be our first holding to $1,000, which would be great. But so we have $916.78 here. That's 14.78 shares. And the price is still hovering around $62. I'm okay with that because that means we have a great forward dividend yield of 4.95%. And I love getting these dividends on a discount. So that's pretty exciting to see. Year-to-date performance down a little bit, but they're a monthly payer. So if I can get a cheap dividend forward yield, that's excellent. SCHD. So SCHD, Charles Schwab's U.S. Dividend Equity ETF. We are almost to $900. So $892.44. That's 12.74 shares. The price of this is down to $70, which is a little sketchy because I have some options on it. But hopefully that bounces back up. the dividend yield is looking pretty good. So we're at 3.41%. That's not going to pay us a dividend for quite some time, but that is something we'll have to deal with. This price, I really need to hit back like to 71.50. That would be fantastic. But back to my all-star JEPQ. So JEPQ, we are not buying daily. All right. So these two up top, Realty Income and SCHD, we put $10 every Monday through Friday. JEPQ is the position that we have built solely off of our options premium. I mean, we had a couple shares in there that we just watched it to see if we liked it. We decided we did. So any options premium now that we make, we just dump into JEPQ. So we're up to 17.32 shares, almost $800 of JEPQ. The price keeps climbing. It's at $45.92. The dividend yield is still 12.63, which is ridiculous. And this is a monthly payer as well, so that's awesome. And the year-to-date performance on that is 12.75%. So a lot of this growth, guys, is from what JEPQ holds. And JEPQ's holdings are basically everything in the news right now. I know the one-year chart's not great. It is what it is. But if we take a look at their holdings breakdown, these are their top 10 holdings. Microsoft Corp, Apple, Google. So Alphabet Class C is Google. I don't know why it's Alphabet, but that's Google. Amazon, Nvidia, Meta. Look familiar? Yeah, pretty good. So when the tech stocks and stuff are booming, JEPQ is also going to boom. But it's a little laggy. So you can kind of this is where I've been making a lot of options premium actually, is just watching what happens at Microsoft and then trading JEPQ a day behind. So that's been going pretty well. If you look at this year-to-date chart, there's that success right there. And we did start this at the beginning of the year. So I don't care about the one-year chart as much. I care about the year-to-date chart. But so that's pretty cool there. Good to see. I'm finally getting used to this new platform, by the way. It's a lot easier now. But, all right, so everything from here down, we've been putting $5 a day every Monday through Friday. And the top of the chart is Pepsi. So we have $517.87 in Pepsi. That's 2.64 shares. And Pepsi is now $196.12 a share. That is so massive in comparison to when we started buying this thing. Huge increase. So that's a 2.59% dividend. The dividend grew even while the price grew. I mean, we're sitting so pretty on our Pepsi position. I love it. That won't pay out till the end of June, so we got some time for that. But we also have some time to build our position, maybe get a little more of the Pepsi dividend. So we'll see. Procter & Gamble right behind, that's $502.28 there. That's 3.22 shares. The price is $155.96. Now, this dividend yield is a lot lower than Pepsi's now. I shouldn't say a lot, but it's lower than Pepsi's now. They always used to be the same side by side. But since Pepsi has just been cranking, they announced a pretty huge dividend hike. And excuse me, we haven't seen anything like that from Procter & Gamble recently, so it's kind of a bummer. But on the flip side, at least we're getting paid out a dividend this month. So on the 15th, we're getting a payout from Procter & Gamble, and we have 3 shares of that, so that's pretty good. JEPI, JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF. This is kind of like the internet's favorite monthly paying dividend holding for retirement right now, or at least that's what it seems like. Very similar to JEPQ, just way more diverse in what they hold. It's not just like tech stocks that run the whole thing. But so here we are at $480.68. It's 8.8 shares at $54.64. Still a good dividend, and not much else to say about that. BlackRock. All right, so our position in BlackRock is bouncing back, which is good. Yeah, BlackRock just scares me. I say this all the time. I love it as a long-term play. It still terrifies me to have it in my portfolio. But we're at $440.40. That's 0.68 shares, but a share is $645.10, so that's reasonable. The dividend yield's still over 3%, which is awesome. I love to see that. It's a good dividend for a like mega financial company that BlackRock is. Excuse me. So yeah, not much to say about BlackRock. I'm just glad to see that it's not like continuing to tank. AT&T, same sentiment. It stopped tanking, which is good. So we're at 429.35. That's 25.21 shares. $17 a share. It dipped pretty low to like $16.83. That was a little sketchy. It is what it is. I'm still enjoying this dividend of 6.54% right now, but I would like to see this rebound just a tad for the security of my mental health. And speaking of mental health, we have Medical Properties Trust Incorporated. This is where my money went. So a big loss on MPW today. Huge loss on MPW. So I have 48.49 shares. All right. When you hold 48.49 shares in a portfolio that's not that big, and each share drops by 9, 10, 11%, that's a big deal. Like, so at the beginning of the month, at the beginning of the week, these were like $8.60. Now they're $7.60. It's all because that no good, dirty, rotten, pig-stealing great-grandfather Stanley Yelnats III. No, it's because of Stewart Healthcare. So Stewart's just like the worst. I just, how they're getting away with like the ridiculous things they do. They're trying to renegotiate their debt, and everyone's terrified about that. So that's not a good thing. Just fear, a lot of fear. MPW still has a lot of money and they have good cash flow, and their debt situation's a little better now. So I still feel good about it. I still have it. This might be the worst call of the portfolio. It might be the best call of the portfolio. We're not quite sure yet. But the dividend looks great again. The dividend's huge. So, and they are paying that. Again, just mixed feelings right now. We're going to ride it out and see what happens. Lastly, we have Tesla. So this is YieldMax's Tesla Option Income Strategy ETF. They don't hold anything. They just trade options. We have a $26.88 position. This is just to see what happens and see if they actually pay the dividends that they said they would. We have 2 shares, and we are actually up a little bit. So it's $13.44 per share. The dividend forward yield is 38.93%, which is just absolutely ridiculous. If I get like a 2% return on this as far as a dividend payout on my first month, like maybe I'll bump this up to $100 total. You know what I mean? Like maybe we'll go 10 shares or something like that, so we can get a better grasp of it. And then we have some unreconciled options and cash. This is always, the options and the cash are always going to lag on Seeking Alpha by a day. So realistically though, we are down $100 and 50 of it is MPW. The rest of it is the market was a little rough, and everything's down like a tad, but when stuff's down a tad, and now we have a decent balance, like we're going to see losses and gains of $50 a day. It's not totally unusual for the stock market to bounce up or down by 1%. Based on a news story or something like that. So 1% of 5,382 is $53.82. So we're getting to the real money where, a good day and a bad day are going to be very apparent. All right, so basically that's what's going on with the portfolio. I'm hoping for a rebound this week or whatever, but we'll see. You win some, you lose some. This week we lost some. That's okay. That's part of the gig. That's why we're in dividend portfolios. Over time, this thing will grow. We'll get paid out. We'll reinvest those dividend payouts and build our positions gradually. And eventually the cash will be there, and that's really how it works. So, again, just super stoked on the weight loss. Hopefully, I look a little better. I definitely feel a little better, which is nice. So it's motivating to like hit a number like that. Like normally we're about the finance goals and whatever, but hitting a 20-pound weight loss so far this year feels awesome, and it's motivating because that's not just like water weight. It's not like, I went to the potty and lost some weight. Like that's real weight. So that was pretty cool. I did pick up a Pokemon card that I've been after for like 20 years, which is pretty exciting. Just more on a random note. So I finally acquired this Pokemon card. So the Misty's Tears Japanese Pokemon card from 1998. This was banned, and it's an 8.5. This was banned after it was produced because they found the image on the card to be like inappropriate. So in the US, it came out with a different card, and it doesn't look anything like that. But that is a banned card from the 90s, which is pretty sweet. It was like something that everyone would talk about when you're like in middle school, and people would be like, oh yeah, those banned Pokemon cards, I hear the pictures are crazy. Like, so I finally got one, which is pretty cool. Japanese banned trainer card, Misty's Tears. So that was cool. I know a lot of you people aren't into the Pokemon thing, but a lot of you guys are. So I like to throw that stuff out there once in a while. But overall, should be a decent weekend. It's going to be hot out where I am. So, try to be outside, try to hit the gym, and keep eating well. So with that, I wish you all happiness, health, and wealth. And as always, roll the outro.